Hi, I'm Jessica Cameron, and you're watching Tony of the Dead. Stay bloody and alive.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review, actually a double movie review for everybody. I'm going to be reviewing the box set from Arrow Films USA, and it's Black Cats, based off Edgar Allan Poe. There's two movies in here, one called The Black Cat, which is by Lucio Fulci, and the other one is Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key, from Sergio Martino. And this box is limited to 3,000 copies. And let me just show you the box first. The box is a very, very nice box. It's pretty hard. Back tells you all about it. And of course you get the movies. This is the new art cover for The Black Cat. It's a very cool art cover, and the original art cover is awesome as well. And then of course Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key is like that. I actually like this artwork better than the original. The original one's kind of drab. But also in here you get this booklet. You get a nice thick booklet filled with all different information and pictures and all kind of stuff about the movies. It's really a gorgeous looking box set, and the quality of the movies are great and everything. But you know, I would say definitely pick one of these up if you can. Again, they're limited to 3,000 copies, and it is out today, which is Tuesday the 27th and of 2015, depending on when you're watching this. But yeah, so if you can find this, get it, and you know, it's really cool. But now on to what I thought of the movies. First one I'm going to look at is The Black Cat. I watched this one first out of the box set, and I didn't know what to expect. I'd never read the Edgar Allan Poe stories. I know these are like loosely based off of that, and like when they say loosely, it's like very, very loose. It's like there's a cat, there's somewhat of the story from the Edgar Allan Poe story, and that's about it. But in this one, it's from Lucio Fulci. Made this back in 1981, and this is about, it's like a young couple goes missing, and the Scotland Yard Inspector Gorley, who was is David Warbeck from the Beyond. He's brought in to assist on the case in finding them, and then the investigation starts to turn into like a bunch of murders show up, and it's really weird how you know, everything, you know, it's a little fishy, you know, how the murders are, and you know, like there's a locked room and the key's on the outside, so how did the key get out there? One of those kind of things. So there's a bunch of murders, and it's all being caused by this cat, this black cat. Very, very mean, evil-spirited cat. And the cat is owned by Patrick McGee, who was, if you might recognize him, he's in a lot of things, but what I recognized him in was a Clockwork Orange. He was the old guy that they were beating up his wife, and you know, singing in the rain part, and then later on he's in the wheelchair, is that guy. And then Mimsy Farmer from The Perfume of the Lady in Black is also in this. But yeah, Patrick McGee's character is like the owner of this cat, and the cat hates him as well. The cat hates everybody, and it's just a very mean cat, and nobody is believing that this cat is the one killing people. And you know, then if they do find out that it's a cat, the cat pretty much kills them off. And you know, so the story unfolds there. The photographer is there to film certain things while she's there, and then she gets brought into taking pictures of like a murder that's going on. Done very well. Like the kills in this, and the blood to me looks like it's like that old time very bright red blood. Kind of looks like paint in a way, like really, really wet paint. And I know it, you know, it's fake blood and everything, but like it looks so cool. I really, really like the blood. I like the kills in this. It's pretty gory at times, and there's you know, some shots like with somebody catching fire, and they'll go to the real person, and like they'll show like, it'll, you know, obviously they're not on fire, but it's like the dummy, and it goes back and forth. It was done very well. I mean, for an older movie, like really enjoyed it a lot. When I saw the ending, I don't remember if I read it or if I saw it in another movie, because I know there's a lot of movies based off of this story from Edgar Allan Poe. But the Lucio Fulci one was really awesome. The special effects, were good for the time, and I still think they hold up now. It looks really good. And on here, the special edition, you get, you get the trailer, you get the transfer like onto Blu-ray, which, like I said, looks awesome. There's also English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing, which I think is really cool that they did that. Audio commentary by filmmaker and Fangoria editor Chris Alexander. From Poe into Fulci, The Spirit of Perverseness, with historian Stephen Thrower, and Frightened Dagmar, a brand new career interview with actress Dagmar Lysander. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these names. At Home with David Warbeck. It's an interview with him with the Black Cat star. The theatrical release. There's the reversible art. Really packed, like Arrow always does, packed full of stuff. But this was a really great watch, and very interesting. The music in it is awesome too. Like, it's very eerie, especially like the title screen when they show the cat going from like the rooftops, crawling around like the streets and that. It's just a really awesome soundtrack to this, and definitely an awesome watch. So that's The Black Cat. And the other movie I have is Your Vice is a Locked Room and Only I Have the Key. Yes, it's a very, very long title, and this is another one that's based very loosely off of the Black Cat, Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat. And this is from Sergio Martino, and this in this movie this one's about a guy, and I'm gonna butcher this name. It's Oliviero, maybe that sounds right. And he's a writer. He's a drunk, and he's very abusive toward his wife, and they end up. I don't know, he's kind of like this weird ex-hippie, but he's a hippie, but he's not, I don't know. He throws these parties, these hippie parties, because it's right after the 60s, it's 1972, and he throws these, like, orgy parties and that, and for all, like, the hippies in his, like, he's a huge house, so he throws them, and it starts off like that, and then soon enough, there's a murder that happens, and he gets blamed, and then he is kind of like acquitted of it, and then there's another murder, and then he just got out of this one, so he wants to cover it up, so he like hides the body, and he's a very bad guy. Let me just say that. You don't like him throughout this whole movie. He's a real jerk. Like I say, he's abusive. He's drunk, cheats on his wife all the time, and she just takes this shit. She just takes it, and then eventually I believe it's their niece, I'm not really sure, or it's somebody that they know. I really lost that part of the movie. I'm not sure if it was a niece or not, but I want to say that's what she was. She shows up, and she's played by Edwige Fenech. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's her first bad girl role, and she basically is the bad girl. She sleeps around a lot. And which is funny in a way, but there's a guy that genuinely likes her, and then there's other ones that just has sex with, but it's whatever. But this movie, I know that there's based off of like the special features in that they talk about it. Like I said, it's loosely based off the Black Cat, but there is a part in here that is pretty close to the book with, and I don't want to give it away, but it's with the cat, what happens to the cat, and probably the very ending. When the very ending of this is almost like the Black Cat, it's ending, the other movie, but it's different at the same time, but they're both done really, really well. This is a really, really good movie, and so is the other one, and I don't know which one I like the most. I started off watching this thinking, what am I getting into? Because they're like having an orgy. He like makes well, they're not having an orgy, but they're having a party, and he takes everybody's drink, pours into like this I don't know, like a bowl kind of type thing, starts giving it to his wife to force her to drink it, and he goes, I know that you'd rather this be my skull you're drinking out of, but here you go. And like he makes a fool out of her, and she runs out of the room, and all of a sudden like this one girl starts singing, and they all start singing all weird, and one girl gets on the table all, they must have been on something good back then, but it was pretty crazy, and I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And then it just picked up from there, and it got really interesting. And I don't know which one I liked more. I liked the Black Cat. I thought that was awesome. But this story is really good too. And again, the Black Cat really has nothing to do with this movie, really, except for like a main part toward the end. But on here, this is like, you know, it's restored, and you get the there's the English and Italian soundtrack to it. Again, it has like for the hearing impaired. There's Through the Keyhole. It's a brand new interview with director Sergio Martino. Unveiling the Vice, making of the retrospective features, interviews with Martino and star Edwige Fenech and screenwriter Ernesto Gastaldi. There's an interview on here with Eli Roth called Eli Roth on Your Vice and the Genius of Martino. And that's a really, really good interview with him. He really brings to light a lot of the stuff that like I didn't even know about, obviously, but it's really good. And of course there's the reversible art, and again I think I don't know which one is better. The reversible one is, this one's cool, but the other one's nostalgic. I don't know, but they're both done very well, and both these movies are excellent. This is an excellent box set, limited to 3,000 copies, so if you do see it, definitely pick it up. It's well worth the money. Again, here's the box set. Very, very cool, very solid, pretty solid piece, very nice, and that cover is really, really awesome as well. But yeah, this whole box set is well worth the money. Definitely, I would say pick it up, and the movies are excellent, you know, great classic movies. So that's it, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this review. Please let me know what you thought about these movies, or if you plan on picking up this box set. I'll put the links below where you can go and purchase the box set if you're interested. Also, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. That's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.